All right, guys, major piece of news here. You can see we're on Donald Trump's official Twitter page, and he has just stated tonight, I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately, and we will get through this together. So he and Melania have apparently tested positive. Now we're going to explain what this means scripturally and prophetically as we go. But of course there's lots of comments and responses, and there's one that I saw that just caught my eye. Right here. Okay. The real Donald Trump. So this person is talking about this Simpsons episode of Donald Trump after being president in a casket. Okay. So let's take a look at how this could be a major sign and a major prophetic event in Revelation 13. But let's keep in mind this is a fluid situation. We're learning this. Many of the scriptures may happen right before our eyes, but they may happen differently than what we expect. Now, why is this so significant? When we go to Revelation 13, here on Revelation 13, it talks about this figure called the Antichrist. He's called the beast, okay? And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, feet like a bear, and his mouth was like a mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. All right, so this beast, we can see with these different characteristics, it stood out of the sea having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, 7 heads. And then it says, I saw one of those 7 heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. Now, when we read this in English, we see wounded and deadly wound, but in the Greek, there's actually 2 words here that describe different things. So the first one, which we can see, shaphazo, all right, it means to slay, to butcher, a sacrifice. Okay, to slay, to kill. However, when we see the next word in the Greek word is plηγη. And this is where we get the word in English for plague. So coronavirus is a plague. All right? And we've considered, we'll see, let's watch what happens, guys. Let's watch it's a fluid situation. We'll see how it goes. But it's quite possible that the beast receives coronavirus, the coronavirus deadly plague. Then it says, he was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay, so let's watch what happens, because the deadly wound may not be like a sword. You can see I'm using a sword to illustrate this, right? So we thought that maybe it's a sword. He is wounded in some way. The Antichrist is wounded in some manner. But as we look closely, we see this deadly wound is a plague. Okay? And again, if we go back and we look at this word, it can mean a stripe, it can mean a wound. But if we look at it in context, we'll see that many of the plagues in the book of Revelation are not slaying or wounds, they're plagues. You can see the word is translated to plague the majority of the times it's used. Now here's another app we can use, and again we can see his deadly wound. All right, plηγη. You can see it's number G4127. And if we search that word and we see its use, and we go to book of Revelation, we can see the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues. Okay, Revelation 11:6. It says, he will smite the earth with plagues, speaking of the 2 witnesses. Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of the heads, as it were, wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed. That's the one we read to you before. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and all that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly plague wound was healed. Okay? So it's repeating that. And again, and they shall make an image to the beast that had the wound or the plague. Okay, now here it says by sword. All right, so here it says by sword specifically, but again, the word can mean a plague. All right, and we do know coronavirus is one of the plagues. All right, and then it goes on to describe some of the other plagues. And I saw the angel in heaven had a great marvelous 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. So those 7 last bowls of Revelation, each one is a plaguey. Okay, and we can see that here. Plague, plagues, plagues. Okay, so quite often it's used as specifically plagues, plagues, plagues. These are all the bowls. Plagues. So coronavirus is one of the plagues in the tribulation, and it's quite possible this is the plague on the beast, the son of perdition. Okay, let's watch how this plays out, guys. I'm not saying this is exactly what it is, but I was astonished to see this information. This is the locust plague. We got another video on this. Donald Trump is, in fact, the Antichrist. He revealed himself as the Antichrist when he called himself the chosen one. And then on the same day on his Twitter account, he quoted someone else, but it's in his Twitter account calling himself the second coming of God, the King of Israel. Okay, we got other videos on this, but that began the 42 months of the Antichrist power. He reigns 42 months in Revelation chapter 13. Okay, but on a State Department video, when Mike Pompeo visited Jerusalem, he revealed some aspects of the Antichrist. He revealed the peace deal. And he shall confirm the covenant with many. Okay, in this video, you're going to see he calls it the Abrahamic faith. You see there at the bottom of the screen. He said that over a year and a half ago. Okay, and he told us Donald Trump is the Antichrist, going to go into the third temple. Tonight, Donald Trump has to make a decision. Donald Trump already made the decision to be the Antichrist. 2 Thessalonians 2:2. Who opposes and exalts himself above all, so that he as God sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So he's going to go into the third temple. He's already made the decision to go into the third temple. He's already made the decision to be the Antichrist. Now let's watch the video.
It's a wonderful place. We have a great partner, a phenomenal relationship between our two countries, and the people who work at this embassy are truly at the center of the relationship between the United States and Israel. I get a chance to see your handiwork as a Secretary of State almost every day. It comes to me through lots of different places. All the various elements, the best of the Department of State resides here. It's a very special place. It's a special place for people of all the Abrahamic faiths. As a Christian, I always come here and learn more about my faith, the history of this place. And it's wonderful to be here at this important time in the relationship between our two countries as well. As you can imagine, I studied the battles of the Golan. In fact, President Trump made the decision to recognize that hard-fought real estate, that important place, is proper to be a solid part of the state of Israel.
So there it is, right in your face. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. The Antichrist makes the peace deal with many, and the Antichrist goes into the third temple right in your face on the official video. Guys, we have a playlist. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.